When the first Westerners arrived in India, they were stunned. What they encountered here was unlike anything they had known. A world of ideas so vast, so different, that it seemed almost incomprehensible. At first, they mocked it, but over time they began to see its depth. They realized this wasn't madness, but a spiritual science, what we now call Hinduism. Today, more than 1 billion people identify as Hindu. It is said to be one of the world's oldest continuous traditions, stretching back thousands of years. Yet, if you ask 100 Hindus what they believe in, you may hear 100 different answers. And that is the essence of Hinduism. Not a single rigid creed, but a way of life, a path unique to every single seeker. But is there a core idea that binds it all together? Hindu philosophy begins with Brahman, the ultimate reality, infinite, formless, eternal. Not a god in human shape, but the divine essence that pervades all things. In some ways, this mirrors what modern physics tells us, that everything we see is an expression of the same fundamental energy. From Brahman comes the Atman, the true self. This is not your body, not your mind, not your emotions. These change with time. Atman is the pure awareness that never changes, the silent witness of all your experiences. Even neuroscience admits, while we can measure brain activity, the mystery of consciousness itself remains unsolved. Hinduism points to Atman as that very mystery, the eternal within us. But this Atman enters Maya, the cosmic illusion. Maya makes appearances seem real while hiding the deeper truth, just as our senses show us only a small fraction of reality, a narrow band of colors and sounds, while modern science reveals entire spectrums beyond our perception. Maya hides Brahman beneath layers of illusion. In this play of Maya, the Atman acts through the body, and here arises karma. Karma literally means action, but it also refers to the universal law of cause and effect. Every thought, every word, every deed plants a seed that will bear fruit. Positive actions bring harmony, negative ones bring suffering, until balance is restored. Psychologists today describe how habits shape personality and choices shape destiny, ideas strikingly close to the Hindu view of karma. When the body dies, the Atman is reborn. This is reincarnation. Hinduism teaches that there are many forms of life, from plants and animals to humans. Yet only in human form does one have the gift of self-awareness, the ability to reflect, choose, and transform karma. To be born human is not an accident. It is an opportunity. If karma is heavy, the soul may take lower forms, simply burning through old debts. But if karma is light, one has the chance to rise higher, to awaken. This is the path toward moksha. In other words, liberation, the end of the endless cycle of birth and death. For this, Hinduism emphasizes guidance, the role of the guru, and the wisdom of the scriptures. There are two kinds: Shruti, knowledge heard from the cosmic source, passed down through the Vedas and Upanishads. Smriti, knowledge remembered, like the Ramayana, Mahabharata, and Puranas. With these, the seeker understands that life itself is part of a vast karmic cycle and begins to seek freedom from it. Hinduism also teaches that time itself is cyclical. The universe expands and contracts in endless cycles. Modern cosmology even entertains similar ideas, theories of an oscillating universe that dies and is reborn. Hinduism describes this through the yugas, 4 great ages that repeat endlessly, like the breathing of the cosmos. We live today in Kali Yuga, the age of decline. Yet even here, the Atman carries the chance of liberation. But where do the gods come in? Images of Vishnu, Shiv, Devi, fierce, beautiful, compassionate. Were these always part of Hinduism? No, not at the beginning. The earliest teachings spoke of the formless Brahman, which is almost impossible to imagine. To help people connect with the infinite, forms were created. Symbols, metaphors, embodiments of divine qualities. Thus arose the gods, not as limits to Brahman, but as windows into it. Each deity represents a facet of truth, making the infinite accessible to the human heart. Whether one worships Vishnu, Shiv, or Devi, the goal is the same: to move closer to Brahman. And here lies the timelessness of Hinduism. It is not dependent on temples or images, though these are powerful aids. At its core, it is about understanding reality, living with awareness, and realizing the divine essence within. In simple words, Hinduism teaches that we are more than our bodies, more than our minds, that suffering itself pushes the soul to seek freedom, that rebirth is not a punishment, but a lesson, and that liberation, moksha, is possible for anyone who dares to awaken. Hinduism is not just a religion. It is a map of existence, a science of the soul, and a reminder that the infinite is already within you. So, move closer to moksha by subscribing to ASA Hindu Wisdom. Walk with us on this journey and share these stories with the world.